Hi and welcome along to AFTV News Daily, the early edition. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. A little bit overcast there today in the UK, but still nice and warm. And yeah, hope you guys are doing well. You would have noticed that we weren't here yesterday for AFTV News Daily or on any of our social media platforms. We strictly adhered to the Blackout Tuesday, where basically there was a lot of people who just didn't post anything yesterday in support of George Floyd. He was horrifically killed over there in the United States. And really, a lot of people did it to make a stand against racism. And I thought it was fantastic yesterday. Like every Arsenal footballer adhered to it, blacked out all of their social media platforms, didn't post anything. Most footballers actually did it, and I thought that was fantastic. The day before that, all the Liverpool players took to the knee and went down. I know that Chelsea players I saw doing it as well. A lot of players across the footballing world, and I think it's fantastic. You know that we're making a stand, or we're showing our solidarity in this time, because racism, we just need to kick out of society in full. We know that we have a problem with it in football as well. And hopefully, if anything good comes out of this whole episode, it will be a sort of catalyst for us to not tolerate racism in football anymore. So maybe that could be a catalyst for it. But yeah, everybody's sticking to Blackout Tuesday yesterday, but we are back today. And first of all, lots of rumours flying around. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang seems to be at the centre of every Arsenal rumour nowadays. There was a talk on Monday that he was about to sign a 2-year deal, that there was a 2-year deal on the table for him. Remember, Claude spoke about this last week as well, said that predicted this was going to happen. Well, the rumour was that was on the table for him. But that was then, that claim was made by ESPN. No, sorry, that claim was made by Le Sport over there in France. Then ESPN made a counterclaim saying that there wasn't a deal on the table, and that discussions haven't even started yet with Aubameyang. Then today, we're hearing that, you know, Arsenal are saying that they're not going to let Aubameyang go for anything less than 20 million. This summer. He's turning 31 this month. And if it's anything less than that, they'd rather keep him until his contract runs out and let him walk away for free. Now, what do you believe? Which rumours do you believe right now? You really don't know what to believe. Aubameyang actually put a post out on his Instagram where he said, don't listen, was it? Don't listen to him, listen music better. So he was sort of urging people to stop listening to all the rumours. And then Lacazette also, there was a post that came out from, I think it was AFC Talk or one of these accounts, where they was basically saying, come on, Aubameyang, sign the thing, and Lacazette liked it. So what do you make of it? There's so many rumours flying around. There's so many ifs, buts, or maybes. We're going to have to hang on and wait and see what happens. But it's, you know, depending on what you read, he's stayed, he's going, he's not going till next year. Oh, gosh. The sooner it gets resolved, the better. There's also rumours today about Lacazette. Now, of course, Lacazette not been having the greatest of seasons by his standards. And there was rumours today that Inter Milan are interested in signing Alexander Lacazette. Now, the talk is that if Inter Milan sell Lautaro Martinez, who's had a fantastic season, is wanted by Barcelona, if they sell him, then they will move for Lacazette. Remember, they're selling Icardi to PSG. He's going there. There's not going to be no swap deals or nothing like that, but they've identified Lacazette as a replacement. Lacazette has already came out and said that he's not looking to leave Arsenal this summer. So, and the Lautaro Martinez deal, I'm not even too sure if that will get done. I mean, on a normal year, I'd say yes. At £95 million, which apparently is the asking price, you could see that happening. this year, with the coronavirus crisis, with the problems that Barcelona have, I just cannot see that deal happening. I don't care that it's Barcelona. I just can't see that deal happening at all. So I do think as well that Lacazette will stay. And why would he be telling, like an account saying for Aubameyang to sign the thing, right, when he's not looking to go anywhere, So I just don't see anything in this rumor. Arsenal links with a Brazilian defender today. His name is Bruno Fuchs. He's a 6'2" centre-back who plays for Internacional. Has had 14 appearances for Brazil. Was part of the Brazil team, in fact, that won the Toulon tournament last year over there in France. Now, Arsenal have been scouting him heavily. We know that Arsenal are on the lookout for a defender. We've been linked to practically every defender going right now, and he's the latest in a long line. But apparently Arsenal have sent their scouts to watch him very closely. This was they were watching him even closely. They were watching him closely before the whole coronavirus thing hits. Now, could he be a player that they might try to bring in? Wouldn't be that expensive. The price is said to be as low as £4.5 million. That would be doable for Arsenal. They're probably going to be moving some defenders out at the end of the transfer window. So could it be Bruno Fuchs? We'll have to wait and see. Could he replace another Brazilian, David Luiz, who's been linked, as we know, with a move away? We all heard about his contract, how effectively it runs out at the end of this season, unless Arsenal were to put in place that option for another year. And the rumours is he might go to Benfica, which is the club where he really started his journey in Europe. Now, the president of Benfica came out yesterday and said that they won't be signing David Luiz. And he actually said the reason why they're not going to be signing him is that he's going to be staying at Arsenal with a 2-year extension. That's what the president of Benfica says. We know that there's a will to work out a deal to keep him at the club, probably with him dropping some of his very high wages, which is said to be about £120,000 a week. But a 2-year contract? I think maybe a 1-year extension on the current deal. A 2-year, that'd be very surprising. But it does look like David Luiz, despite all the rumours, it does look like he is set to stay at Arsenal. Would be very surprised to see him moving on this summer. So, yeah, I don't know what you guys think, but he has been since the arrival of Mikel Arteta. You'd have to say that he's been the best of the defenders that have been there. So, might be a wise idea to hold on to him. Now, Arsenal links again today with this guy, Erkan Kokcu, as Kokcu, the Turkish told me how to pronounce it. He's a 21-year-old midfielder, plays for Feyenoord, and he's valued at around about £23 million. A real creative midfielder, very similar, in a similar sort of mould as a Mesut Ozil. A lot of people looking at him and saying, well, could this be a long-term replacement for Ozil? Now, the Dutch media reporting lots of interest from Arsenal, reports that Arteta himself is pushing ahead or pushing the board to try and get this deal done. Arteta was apparently looking at him when he was at Man City as a potential to come in at Man City, and now he would like to bring him in at Arsenal. 3 goals and 6 assists in the Dutch league this season in 35 appearances. Very highly rated over there in Holland. Could he be a player that could be on his way into the club? Again, there's been a lot of interest. We know that Arsenal need a midfielder. He's only 21, so it's a great age. Is very highly rated. Could he come in and turn into be that next big thing and potentially replace Mesut Ozil when Mesut Ozil, undoubtedly is going to leave at the end of next season? We'll have to wait and see how that one turns out. Thomas Partey still getting linked to Arsenal. Partey today, there's been claims from Guillaume Balaguer, good friend of mine, Guillaume Balaguer, who says that Partey is not going to sign a new deal with Atletico Madrid. He wants to leave. There's lots of his friends who've reported and said that he would like to leave. Now, will he or won't he? But Guillaume Balaguer claiming that he's not going to sign a new deal with Atletico Madrid. Guillaume Balaguer also went on to say that he can't see anybody paying that release clause for Thomas Partey, which is said to be around about £45 million. So how will it get concluded? Will it be that Atletico might have to let him go for even cheaper than the £45 million tag? This is going to be a really interesting one this summer. It does look like he's got a desire to come to the Premier League. Arsenal, one of those teams that are definitely interested in him. But if they did bring him in, surely they'd have to move out maybe a Torreira or somebody like that. It's going to be interesting to see how this one plays out. But Thomas Partey being linked again with a move to Arsenal. Guillaume Balaguer claiming that, you know, he will not sign a new deal. Lots of his friends, as I said, have been talking up him moving to Arsenal. So that's going to be an interesting one once we get all the games out of the way. Remember, we still got to finish the season. Once we get all those out of the way, then we should be able to find out what's happening. Let's get into your comments. There was one other rumor as well about, I don't know if you guys saw this one about Hector Bellerin today as well. Also being linked with a move away, this time to PSG. They said to be putting together a €30 million deal for him. Would you be up for that? We kind of asked this question before, whether we should sell him or not, but €30 million, would it be time to cash in on him? I'm not too sure about these rumors, but if it is PSG, we know that PSG are always a serious player. Got a super chat here. It hasn't come up on the screen, but this is Forever PVM. He says, hey, Robbie, how are you? I hope you're well. Hope your family is doing well. Big love from Australia. Big up everyone in Australia. He said, did you hear that Martin Keown wants Wenger to be Arsenal's chairman? What's your opinion of this? There's a few people who said that. Obviously, with Sir Chips Keswick leaving the club. I think no. Even though Arsene Wenger's been great for this club, I think let him go and do his own thing. He's been around at the club for so long. Let's get fresher faces in now, you know what I mean? And that's how I'd look on it. And I think he even came out the other day himself and he said that he's not looking to return to Arsenal. He's done his time, and I think that's the right thing. So I'd say no at this stage. Am Coella says, Robbie, Kokcu is a baller. He scores goals, something I can't say about Ozil, although I love him too. Partey should sign quick. Then we can work on the defence and keep our strikers too. Idris says, I would rather give ESR a chance, Emil Smith-Rowe he means, rather than sign Kokcu. So he's they're giving a shout for Emil Smith-Rowe. Ashatouche says, hello, Robbie. Some of the people saying Kokcu has bad stats in Netherlands, they don't know football. He creates so many chances and so many assists. Would have happened if they didn't have strikers like Sinogo. Well, some people have said that about Ozil, said that he's created chances that, you know, the players haven't put away as well. So, you know, Ankit says anything up to 30 million for Aubameyang is good business if he ain't signing. There is no loyalty in football. Arsenal should remain professional financially. Yes. For me, listen, if they are going to sell him, it cannot be to another English club. We need to be trying to hold on to him. But if it's an impossible thing to do, they have to make sure they get the maximum amount of money for him. Or, as they said, just let him stay and walk away at the end of it. I agree with that too. And that wouldn't suit Aubameyang. Aubameyang's not... I think Aubameyang also has to be careful here. He's not in the greatest of positions when it comes to those real top clubs like your Barcelonas and Real Madrid. I've said this 100 times, you know. They're not going to be signing him this summer. You know, he's on a great wage at Arsenal. And if they do say, right, we're going to keep you for an extra year, he'll then be 32. And then will any of those clubs really want him? So I think, you know, he has to also decide on what his future is going to be and, you know, take all those things into account. have Arsenal given him a deal yet? That's the thing as well. You know, maybe that's why he keeps saying to people, stop talking and just, you know. Sani says, we don't need Kokcu. Sign Coutinho on loan. We have Willock and Saka. Leo says, I don't rate Kokcu. He's not good enough. Harvey Palmer says, David Dean in. He could come in possibly as the new chairman. I'm not sure the Cronkies would have him, though. Ishmeet says, Don Robbie, have you heard the news? Mesut Ozil is going to be dropped by Adidas due to concern about his public figure. I haven't heard that. I'll be very surprised by that. You know, he's a big seller for Adidas, so I'll be very surprised by that. Kingsley Opera says, I'd be letting Bellerin go for good money, 40 million plus nothing less. I don't think you get 40 million for Hector Bellerin right now, especially in the current climate, and the fact that he's been out for so long. Just not going to get that. You're not going to. I think 30 million would be a good price for Hector Bellerin right now. Given Edgar says Xhaka is the midfield weak link, but you guys moan you want a midfielder. Do you hear yourself? Xhaka is the problem, not good enough. He has improved under Arteta. I agree, we could get better, but he has improved under Arteta. Let's get into this one. It's hashtag 81194. Says, Robbie, I understand the financial situation isn't the best, but a club like Arsenal should not be looking for cut price deals. It goes to show how downhill the club has gone under the American Hitler. That's a bit harsh. That is harsh. James Paul says, hi, Robbie. I think we should go for Upamecano. Thoughts? He can go for the lower asking price. I don't think that's going to happen. You even heard the owner of RB Leipzig come out recently saying that he doesn't think that Upamecano is going to leave because nobody's going to be able to afford him this summer. So he's going to stay. So don't look for his price to be dropped. They're looking for the maximum amount of money for him. Daniel says 2-year extension for David Luiz, expecting offers of up to 20 million for Aubameyang. Jesus, what are these guys doing, Robbie? Lerwayne Lowe says, hey, Robbie, Luiz, 2 years is not good at all. A year would be much better. We have so many centre-backs. We should ship him out soon. It's nice to see us linked with Kokcu. He's good. Says hashtag Black Lives Matter. Really Scooter says, why wait to get Lacazette to sign an extension? Give him an extension or sell him in the summer. I love all those things because if say, listen, you know, we say that, yes, sell him in the summer or don't give him an extension. He hasn't played well. And then he starts off next season and he blazes it up. 30 goals in a season. And his contract's running out. We'd be all there going, why didn't we sign him to a longer deal? It's typical Arsenal. Oh, dear. Don Robbie burner account. This one in the super chat says, big up to the Don. Let all the dead wood go. Let Bellerin go to Paris Fashion Week and focus on the real ballers. Any news on Upamecano? He says, as I said, I don't think the Upamecano thing's going to happen. To Arsenal this summer for sure. Ashatouche says, hello, Robbie. This Brazil kid, Bruno Fuchs, is like Jeremy Boateng with good speed and he has better ball playing ability. He creates too many chances from that position. Luiz replacement at 2 million when it's said to be about 4.5 million that they want for him. But he would be cheap if they did, you know, move for him. So it is a cheap option, which that always suits Arsenal. Jam says Arsenal need to keep Aubameyang. He's the main man when the team is struggling. If we sell him, we need to replace him with quality. Arv says we should invest heavily on a quality centre midfield. Xhaka is good, but not CL quality. An influential CM will change the fortunes of a team like Bruno did for Manchester United. Luiz and Saliba would make a good partnership. Looks like that could be the partnership for next season. David Luiz and Saliba. Tyler Cullingford says, Kokcu is only 19, by the way, not 21. He has the potential to be special. Thank you very much for that, Tyler. Logic B3N says, hi, Robbie, where do you think Arsenal will finish? Come back and ask me after the first game. You know, if we used to pull off a win over Man City, which would be a real shock, then who knows? Then I'll say we're on for the top 4, top 4-5. But it's going to be very, very difficult. I do think we'll get into the top 6. If I was to say right now, I think the top 6 will make a Europa League place, if I'm being realistic. Aim at this says, Arteta, too many draws, not good enough. Give him man a chance. He's only just come. Gosh, he hasn't lost a game this year in 2020. And he's won most of those games. Give him a chance. Let's see what he can do. Best in the World one says, if you read the reports, Barcelona have less money than Arsenal. Who would have thought that a few months ago? Well, Barcelona basically are now, and Real Madrid, and all those huge spending clubs that go out there and just raid every club for their biggest player every summer are now paying the price. And you got to say, I don't really feel sorry for them, because they just go out there and year in, year out, they buy the biggest name, the very biggest name, sometimes when they don't have to. And now, with a few of those names flopping, like Coutinho, like Ousmane Dembele, and a couple others, it's really put them in a lot of problems. And they've got players. I mean, we were on about Ozil and saying, oh, you know, we'd like to get rid of him, but no one's going to take him on that wages. They've got probably about 6 players like that. So they're in a lot of problems at the moment, financially. Well, we've already done that one. Simon says, Robbie, if you could invest in one position, where would it be? The type of player? Personally, he says a centre-back. I'd have to go a centre-back. If I can invest in one position, I'd Koulibaly at the back to partner Saliba. That would what I'd be doing. But, you know, that's a dream. Fresh says, hey, Robbie, what do you think about the new signing, George Luiz? I question the club having too many young attacking talent when we have players like Balogun coming up as well. Well, I can't really say nothing about George Luiz. I've never seen him play. Never, ever seen him play. We're going to have to wait and see what he's like. But I've never, ever seen him play. So I'm not going to lie to people and say, yeah, he's a great player. You know what I mean? I've never seen him play. And I guess, listen, if he's going into the under-23s, it offers competition for all of the young players in there. It shouldn't stunt their growth because it's competition. And when you're a big club like Arsenal, that's it. You've got competition for, even at that level, everything's about competition and you've got to fight for everything. Indemil says, hi, Robbie, Coutinho on a 1-year loan short-term or sign Kokcu permanently and build around him for the future. Again, I don't know enough about Kokcu. If I'm being honest, again, I've not seen, only apart from the little highlight stuff, I've not really seen what he can do. Now, the scouts obviously have, but I don't. So if you're asking me that question right now, I go Coutinho because I know what I'm going to get instantly. Countro Schuller says, thank you for your dedicated daily Arsenal news, transfer rumours and updates, Robbie. I hope you know that several of us appreciate it. Thank you very much for that. That's brilliant to know. We're going to keep these going right up until when the football season starts. We may, from next week, be changing up our programme of filming a bit because obviously now we're going to start focusing on the games coming back. So we've got some real exciting stuff coming up. We're going to be all over every Arsenal game and they're going to be coming thick and fast. I was looking at the schedule today and basically right up until the end of July, Arsenal are playing like every Wednesday, every Sunday, every Wednesday, every Sunday. The games are going to come thick and fast. And again, will that be an advantage for Arsenal? And an advantage for those teams that are regularly in Europe. That was another thing I was looking at today, because we're used to being in the Europa League, game on a Thursday, game on a Sunday, game on a Thursday, when we was in the Champions League, same thing. Same thing for Liverpool, same thing for City, Chelsea, Manchester United. Some of the other clubs, like Leicester, for instance, that, this season, they've only had the one game. So it'd be like that one game a week, really. And then the rest, Sheffield United, one game a week. So they can have smaller squads and not really been able to, they could keep Vardy playing literally every game. And now, is this going to be a disadvantage to those teams? Because all of a sudden now they're going to have to face a couple of games a week. And that really does stretch your squad. So it's going to be there's going to be a lot of interesting things to observe when the season kicks back on. Kingsley Opera says, giving David Luiz a 2-year deal could be a smart move, because we would have an option of selling him at the end of next season. I did think of that, Kingsley, that is true. But then he could also say, right, I'm staying on. You know what I mean? You can't get rid of him. But yeah, it does mean that if you give him that, there's a bit of value in him. So if he performs well, you could then possibly get back, we paid 8 million for him. You could get some of that back by selling him. That is a very good point to make, mate. Very good point. Don Robbie Burner account again comes and says, but Barca win trophies at the end of the season, so it's not really a loss. That aside, do you think Arsenal could be challengers for the EFL next season? Barca do win trophies, you're right. They splash a lot of money at it, and they are a great club. Let's just not get it wrong. They are a fantastic club. I'm just saying that the way they do it, the way some of those clubs do it, by just splashing so much money, it's come back to haunt them a bit. Will Arsenal be challengers for the next season's Premier League? I very much doubt it, if I'm being honest. I still think we are behind those really big challenges at the moment. I think it will take next year until we're in that mold, if everything goes well. Guna Gamer TV says, Luiz extension, I'm scratching my head. Bellerin needs to go. Wenger back, he says, hell no. Aubameyang, seal the deal if he wants to go, let him. That was life before. There was life before him, and there will be life after him. Price must be right, though. You are right there. Much as I love Aubameyang as a player, no player lasts at Arsenal forever. And if Aubameyang goes, someone else comes in, and we move on again. No player is bigger than the batch. It's as simple as that. Joe NB says, Robbie, I personally excited for the fashion fraud leaving. Oh dear, Hector Bellerin getting some stick here. And that's a rumor, by the way. We don't know if that's, if he does want to leave. There's been a lot of rumors around him, though. It has been crazy. James Paul says, Don Robbie, in your opinion, do you think we can get Partey? And imagine Lacazette and Aubameyang sign new contracts. That would be juicy business. Why can't we get Partey? If that was, say, the one big signing of the summer, why can't? I mean, Guillaume Balaguer's saying he's not going to sign a new contract. Guillaume Balaguer's pretty good with these sort of things when it comes to Spanish football. He does know his stuff. 45 million release clause. They're not going to get that. Not going to get that. It'd be less than that. It's possible. I think it's, I really do think, though, the only way I could see it happening, we're going to have to sell a player. And maybe with Torreira being unhappy, which has been a lot of what the rumours are saying, and you heard what his agent came out and said recently about him wanting to go back to Italy and stuff like that. If we was able to sell him for around about 30 million, then get Partey in for, say, 35, 40, because I'm sure that price will drop a bit, it's doable. It's doable this summer. Would it be better to get rid of Xhaka and get Partey in and keep Torreira? I don't know, but one of those two would have to go, I think, to let that happen. Really Schooner says, Napoli refused to sell Milik to Juve. Why can't we refuse to sell to rivals? Well, yeah, I was talking about that a couple of days ago about how a lot of these Italian clubs now are putting clauses in contracts saying things like, can't be sold to Juve, can't be sold to Juventus. You know what I mean? Inter Milan have done it as well with Mario Icardi. They said, you know, written in a clause, even though they're selling him to PSG, they've written over a clause saying you can't sell him back to Juventus. The Juventus clause, they're calling it. So, listen, exactly. We should not be selling our best players to rivals. Do what they do to us. When the player's at the end, you know what I mean, you know, he's on his last legs, then you can go. But not players that in their prime, no. I'm going to do the last couple here. Danvers 213 says, would it hurt to put faith in Martinelli and Nketiah if Aubameyang decides to leave? It might be a shout to put there. Might have to be. I mean, might not have enough money to bring in that real top quality striker. So it might be that we have to put our faith into those two. And certainly the manager likes both of them. He especially seems to like Nketiah. He's been playing him a lot. And I can see Nketiah playing quite a few games in the remaining games from now till the end of the season. John Layett says, I heard that Arsenal were linked with Benfica defender Nuno Tavares. Listen, we're linked with every defender right now, John. Pranay says, hey, Robbie, do you think we should sign Ceballos permanently? I think we should. Do you know what? I'd want to see a bit more from Ceballos from now till the end of the season. And I just want to, I want a midfielder that scores more goals. Ceballos hasn't scored a goal for us this season in the Premier League. And I want to see us score more goals. We do not score enough goals. Bombay says, Aubameyang, Saka, Mari, Luiz, Cedric will stay. We won't sign any more defenders and we will focus on Partey and Kokcu. Laka can go. We have enough striking talent. All right, Bombay there with his scouting mission. Last two here. Ryan says, hi, Robbie. How long do you think it will be until Cronky protests break out again? Well, you can't protest at the moment because you can't gather in a big group. Well, actually, we still see people protesting in big groups despite that. But I don't know. I think we're gonna have to wait and see two things: where we finish, and then what he does in the summer. At the end of the day, it's driven by results. And if, you know, Arteta can come in and do some great stuff, then, you know, nobody will be on Cronky's case. And last one here, Akil says, Kokcu is really good, Robbie. He's a 19-year-old playing with a very ordinary forward. Yap Stam said he's the best in the league and has a winning mentality. I hope we get him and that PSG 17-year-old. Is it Akush that we was linked to? Thanks for watching the show. Don't forget, we'll be back tonight at 8 o'clock. We've got Kalechi coming on tonight, so make sure you check that out. Thanks for watching, though, and have yourself a fantastic day. And remember, football coming back soon. We're going to be all over it.